Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning, or good afternoon, whenever you may be listening to this program. Thank you, Mike, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 2, Episode 24. Coming up today, the Pistons season is finally over. We discuss a rather disappointing season for the Pistons. Plus, the WNBA Draft is tonight. We preview. Stick around as we dive into the NHL wildcard in the Red Wings. We cap off today's show going over the Tigers' weekend series versus the Twins. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always, my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Hello, friends. Welcome into Augusta National, also known as Mountain 91.5. We got a big crowd here. We got a good show.
For Birdie. Sorry, I've always wanted to do that. Right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
And Adam Jones will whack this son of a gun to center, and it's going to go over his head and off the wall. Adam Jones will cruise into second.
Gary Thorne.
There's an ode to Gary Thorne.
The
Masters happened this weekend, and I hope you enjoy that little intro that we had. It's going to be a great show.
Here's Tiger on 18. Man, this crowd's going to go nuts. Wait, that's a different tier. That's the Phoenix Open. My bad.
Well, thank you for having fun with us with that. A little ode to the Masters right there with a little calm and soothing intro for you guys on this Monday morning. You may notice we're back at 91.5 The Mountain. We can explain. Technical difficulties over at 101. Hopefully we're back over there Wednesday, but if you don't hear us go live at 8, if you listen on the radio on 101, we'll be on 91.5. So it's kind of up in the air right now. Hopefully things get fixed. I assume, things will get fixed. But regardless, we are in this studio today, and we're still going to have a good show, regardless of where we may be in the studio. So we're going to start off with, of course, our 3 stars. My 3rd star, the Bally Sports Detroit Pistons crew. For their all-season work, taking care of the Pistons, and through a 14-68 season, just one off from that magical number.
I'm going to give him a standing ovation. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
George is coming back next year. Johnny Kane kind of confirmed it. So we are getting George back. The whole crew's coming back. The on-air crew's coming back. So it'll be fun next season. Hopefully we get there. We'll talk Pistons in a little bit. Number 2 for me, Marcell Ozuna has been on fire, and he won me my fantasy baseball game. I came back to beat Doug with a 90-12 around their day yesterday. Comeback win. I was down by 50 going into yesterday, and here we are. So Marcell Ozuna has had a couple big flies the past couple days. He hit that go-ahead home run yesterday against the Marlins, I'm pretty sure. So Marcell Ozuna is my 2nd. And then my 1st star, Dylan Larkin. It's got to be Larks. Game-winning goal saves the Red Wings season. In overtime against the Maple Leafs, huge 2 points, huge win. We'll get to the Red Wings in a little bit, though. Ryan, what do you got for us?
For my 3 stars, my 3rd star, Scotty Scheffler, the winner of yesterday's Green Jacket Masters. He shot 11 under. That's pretty good. Not mind-blowing numbers in the past couple of years, but still. He was about 5 up on Alberg, and then Mark Homa, and then Colin Morikawa. They all tied for 3rd, and Fleetwood. They all tied for 3rd. Overall, a decent Masters this year. Not as good as the past couple of years. John Rahm is my favorite golfer, and he was doing good in the first couple days. But other than that, Scheffler, as a friend of the show, Devin Sarah calls him, Chef Boyardee. He posted that on his story. Shout out, Devin. But that's my 3rd star. My 2nd star, Peyton Pritchard, who yesterday for the Celtics in their final game of the regular season, 38 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds, 15 from 21 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3 in 44 minutes. That is pretty dang good.
How did the Celtics B and C team still pull off a win? That just shows how deep they are.
Because the Celtics are actually a goodly constructed team, unlike another team I know.
I'm not used to good and great constructed teams. I'm not used to that.
And my number 1 My number one star, obviously, is Dylan Larkin. We already explained that, so I don't need to go any further with that.
Michael, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so my third star, I talked to you guys off air. It's going to sound very shocking to the people. Javi Baez is my third star.
I did mention how Javi Baez had that day.
Now, did we certainly expect Javi Baez to be an offensive spark for this comeback? Not in the slightest. He golfed a home run out of there to left field, and that sparked the Tigers' comeback win over the Twins, another late-game rally, and the Tigers split their series with the Twinkies. My second star is going to go to Dylan Larkin, game-winning goal. We don't need to explain it because we already did. And first star, Scotty Scheffler, winning the Masters, his second green jacket in 3 years. Those are my 3 stars, gentlemen.
So that's our 3 stars. We love playing along. If you want to play along with us, go in the comments section. Who are your 3 stars? We'd love to know in the comments section. All right, getting into our first topic, the Pistons. They're finally done playing basketball until at least July when the Summer League rolls around. Oh, boy. Where do we even begin with this team? It's been I can't cuss. It's been a heck of a season, and not in a good way at all. 14-68, as you can see on your screen. Just a season you want to move on from fast, and I think that's what the Pistons are going to be doing. No more fitting way to conclude the season than by losing by 28 to a San Antonio Spurs team without their top 4-5 scorers. That would be Victor Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson, and Devin Vassell to highlight the pack of Spurs that were out. Now, granted, Duren and Cade were out, but you'd think Jaden Ivey, Marcus Sasser, and almost 20 game from big-ticket J13 James Wiseman would be able to seal the deal, but we were down by 30 in the second quarter. I think as much as I wanted to get that 14th place in the East, I think there's no more fitting way to end this season than with a blowout loss to a team without their best players. I think there's no better way. While we were gone, the Pistons did, however, win against the Mavericks. Granted, they didn't have Luka or Kyrie, but you'd expect a team comprised of Tim Hardaway Jr., I think he played, P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, and their bench scoring, Jaden Hardy. I mean, Jaden Hardy had a pretty good game, 25 points, led all scorers. You'd expect them to beat the Pistons. However, the Pistons beat them pretty good, which is, again, shocking. But this season is one to forget.
No doubt.
Many memories, bad memories, 28-game losing streak, Cade's injuries, especially to end of the year. I say injuries in quotations because I don't believe he was truly that injured. If we were competing, he'd be playing. Not much more to say about this season, gentlemen. That is how you start every Pistons sentence.
When Anthony and I were watching the game yesterday, a sense of relief, let's say, came on our faces. Screaming like little boys when they get a surprise trip to Disney World.
I was wondering where that was going to go.
Okay. I was going to say
what's going through your head, Anthony?
Are you okay?
I was just wondering where he was going to go.
It's like
can't say I blame you.
It's like little boys and girls when they get a surprise to Disney World. We were so excited that this season is over. No better way to end off the year by getting blown out to the Spurs D&E team. I want to go over some grades. Obviously, we've had 31 players suit up for the Pistons. 31. And I'm going to go over the main guys. I have some grades because obviously I was going to do this. We were going to do a special edition of Count That Baby in a Foul. Unfortunately, I don't know.
I mean, I was still planning on it at some point.
But we're thinking about doing a season recap. That's a little announcement. We have more announcements coming because we only have 4 shows left, including this one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give a sneak preview of some season grades because that's all I have right now because he took all the words from me.
You can still say it.
Jaden Ivey, C.
I give it a C+, but
Cade Cunningham, A-.
Perfect. That's a perfect grade.
Jalen Duren, borderline B+.
I was going to say B+.
Okay. Isaiah Stewart, C-.
Ooh, I don't agree with that at all. Give Beef Stew a B at least.
Injuries and behavioral issues are the reason why. He's still a solid backup man, but the way that he played fine this year, but
you got to look at him from this perspective though. He became a stretch big that you could play at power forward and you're not going to be hurting like last year. And also, when he was on the court, we were noticeably better whenever he played. He shot what? What was his clip? Like 35, 36% from 3 this year? I think. Isaiah Stewart. Good Lord. I got 3 hours of sleep, so...
Anyways...
I'm
going to do a couple more because
I found it.
Okay.
Even better. He shot 38% from 3 this year.
Okay.
I'm happy. That's a B for me at least. At least a B.
For me, it's a C because of off-the-court issues. But nonetheless, he still played really good this year. I'm going to do a couple more because if we're doing a Count That Baby in a Foul episode, I'll do all 31 Pistons. But... I'm going to highlight some more. Marcus Sasser, C-. He had a hot start, and then he slowed down a little bit, and his 3-point percentage is going down. And then I'll do one more. Killian Hayes, F, 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 minus, plus.
I give him a K for Killian.
Killian Hayes. Terrible. And that's all.
Can someone pull up the full roster? I want to see if I can name all these players.
Okay. Do we want to do it now?
Of this year?
Okay.
Yes, from this season.
All 31
On the spot, no sleep, no food, and technical difficulties in. I want to see if I can name all these.
All right,
players.
I have the roster per gosh, what website is this? Real GM.
All right, let's go. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Simone Fontecchio, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, Big Ticket J13 James Wiseman, Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic, Marcus Sasser, Malachi Flynn, Killian Hayes, Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Chimezie Metu, Jalen Noel, Buddy Boeheim, Jared Rhoden, Stanley Umude. How many is that? 18?
You are missing a few.
Taj Gibson.
I have
Taj
a couple
Gibson.
in my head.
I'm just trying to. Joe Harris.
Yep, that's one of them.
Trying to avoid dead air. Now it just sounds like you're running I ran the D5K.
I will be running. Hey, speaking about that, I am running that, by the way.
Oh boy.
Do you need help?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a quitter. How many am I at? Like 18 or something? 19?
18, 20.
You have a really good amount, yeah.
20 out of our, 31?
I can name a couple.
I'm trying to think of just those random 10 days that we saw. Oh, Shake Milton.
That's one.
Monte Morris.
Yep, those are both.
Shake Milton, Monte Morris. I feel like there's more forwards, but again, I don't think there. Oh, Tosan Abuoma.
There you go.
How did I forget my boy Tosan? Tosan Abuoma. I already said Taj. Is that everybody from the Knicks trade? Grimes, Flynn, Fournier. I got Metu. I got Jalen Noel. I forgot he existed. There's another one that we signed to a 10-day that I'm just not remembering.
I think I know which one it is. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah.
You already named that one.
Oh,
I guess
gotcha.
I already named him. Oh, man, I feel stupid now. I only got, 25? How many
They're tough.
How many do I need, Michael?
I think
I'm looking at the real GM. I think you've named every single one.
I have?
Fournier?
Yep.
Yeah. Asar Thompson?
Asar. Yeah.
Why is,
Asar.
oh, you already
I
named
got-
I think I see a few that you might not have named yet.
Can you give me their position? Guard, center, forward?
Let's see. Forward.
Trying to think. Not number. I'm just going through numbers now.
It says on Real GM that Cade Cunningham is a small forward.
Because he should be. Why does my mind keep going to
Two
Taj
forwards
Gibson?
and a guard.
2 forward. Oh, I'm 3
That I
off.
see.
Oh boy, I want to get this. So a guard. I'm trying to think of our guards this year. Shooting guard or point guard?
He was
I already said Alec Burks.
right.
Veteran or young guy?
Young guy. Very young guy.
Is it a G leaguer? I already said Boeheim. I already said Roden. I already said Umude. Is it a G leaguer?
Yes.
It's not Ryan Terrell.
No.
No.
It's a two-way guy.
Which one are you looking at?
Is he a two-way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's two-way.
I have watched so many Motor City Cruise games, and I can't... Oh, Casalone!
Yes.
There you
My
go.
Casalone, Malcolm. Oh, boy.
The gears were turning, man.
It's early, folks. So 2 forwards, that's all I have left.
At least from what I see, yes.
Oh,
I believe
boy.
you have 2 forwards.
So I've got 29 of the 31. I'm just 2 forwards off.
Maybe 3 if you haven't named him.
Who is it?
Bagels.
Oh, Bagley. No, I didn't. I
Oh,
forgot.
I forgot he was on this team.
Oh,
this
Isaiah
year.
Livers.
There you go.
Oh, Gallinari.
There you go.
Oh, Mike Muscala.
Mike Muscala.
There
There's
you go.
more.
They
How many?
just keep-
33
I forgot-
Pistons?
That should be all of
I
it.
should have. You should have just said trade deadline, and I would have gotten them.
Oh, my bad.
I'm counting those. I
All
don't
right,
care.
Now what?
I'm counting those. All right.
That
Well,
was a
that's
little
our
impromptu.
Pistons season recap because we're clinically insane.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
If I'd like to give my 2 cents
go
on the
ahead.
Pistons season really quickly. I haven't watched much Pistons as probably these two, but I actually watched the Spurs game last night.
You did?
I did.
I am so
Michael-
sorry.
And it was kind of, guys, if you can picture just something, imagine if you're just in the distance and you see, this is going to be a really morbid way to describe it, but imagine you're in the distance and you just see something, just
Like a mass?
old and just, no, not a mass, but
something bright?
something like an old building. And it's just like all just crumbling or just
So a
burning
so
down,
an old
and you
factory
kind
in
of
Detroit.
watch from a safe distance.
So like an old factory in Detroit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's just you watch from a safe distance, and the only word that I have and you guys brought up, and you hit the nail right on the head, is relief. Mm-hmm. This is a season where you need to forget because it was utterly abysmal. You went 14-68. Now, what does this mean in the offseason? I think we can all agree that the Pistons have one of the most important off seasons ever.
I think this is the most important season for any team.
It very well could be. Because not only do you have the most incompetent owner thinking about hiring a president of basketball operations, finally, that could potentially place Troy Weaver because all of us want him gone. The only thing that stinks about this, though, is Monty Williams is more than likely coming back. Per The Athletic, the quote is, Williams, whose contract can pay him as much as $100 million over 8 years, will return for a second season, quote, assuming he demonstrates that he can deliver significantly more progress in the development of the team and players. Here's what I'll say. You were at a point in the season where you were still talking rotations with Tom Gores and Troy Weaver. That should never happen. I compare that to Dan Campbell back in his old days where he was learning on the job. This is the NBA. You're not allowed to do that. You have to be ready. And Monty Williams, if he does come back, he is going to have possibly the biggest chip on his shoulder that I might see from this Pistons team. Because I don't frankly want him back. I'm sure a lot of us don't want him back, but I think if he does come back, it's going to be incumbent upon him that he turns this thing around. And again, I don't have any reason to trust a guy like Troy Weaver either, but if he sticks around, he's apparently the guy that's going to make the picks at the draft coming up soon. So we'll just have to see, but this season has been utterly abysmal and embarrassing.
I have one word that describes the Pistons front office situation: nepotism.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nepotism. The Arn Tellum's got family in the business. Troy Weaver's son is helping make decisions, not qualified at all. There needs to be an overwhelming shift in this front office. Now, Tom Gores talked about a president of basketball operations for the first time since 2018-19. Hey, look, fine, right? Since what, Stan Van? Stan Van was our last one. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least then we were winning more than 13, 14 games. I mean, I think you need a new GM. You need a new owner. You need a new head coach. I mean, I don't want to say that about head coach because as much as we may not like Monty, you got to give him a chance with the real roster, which he didn't have a roster this year if you think about it. And we just weren't. No coach is going to coach this team to more than 15 wins. There's a lot of things Monty did extremely wrong and questionable. But then again, wouldn't most coaches with the talent and the buffoonery that was this Pistons roster this season? So I'll give Monty Williams a slide. You know what? I'll give him a slide. However, Troy Weaver is the one to blame. Tom Gores is the one to blame. The front office making decisions thinking that we passed on G.G. Jackson. How many times are we going to pass on good players, whether it's this front office or the other? How many times are you going to make draft picks that make no sense? Love Marcus Sasser. He's no G.G. Jackson.
I'd rather have Cam Whitmore.
Plain and simple. Why did we trade up for Cam Whitmore? He fell to 20 or 19.
And back a few years back when we could have had Desmond Bane and we selected Sadiq Bey.
Love Sadiq Bey. I love Sadiq.
Sadiq Bey's a good player.
Or Tyrese Maxey.
He was also available in the 20s.
Or in 2017, I know this isn't Tom Gores or Troy Weaver, Donovan Mitchell.
I don't know if I've said this story on the show, so I'll say it. I remember watching the draft in my family room at my house. I was sitting there since the start of the draft. I told my father, Donovan Mitchell is the guy for us. He is a dog. I love Donovan Mitchell from Louisville. My dad didn't know who he was, but I did, and I was like, Donovan Mitchell is our guy. It came up to our pick. I was like, it better be Donovan Mitchell. When that white boy Luke Kennard got picked and walked up that stage, no disrespect to Luke, because he got us Sadiq. No disrespect to Luke, because he was a pretty cool player. I started crying. Tears at such a young age because I knew Donovan Mitchell was the truth. I knew he was the right pick for us. He wanted to be here. He had a good workout. He had the talent, and we picked he can only shoot. That's all he can do. then where does Donovan Mitchell goes on to become a multi-time All-Star and an All-NBA player, and I'm just, it's to a point in which that wasn't even on Troy Weaver, but it's to a point as a fan when you watch players like, I mean, nobody could have predicted Giannis, but Devin Booker. You watch players like Devin Booker. You watch players like Tyrese Maxey, like Desmond Bane. You watch players that could have been drafted if the keen eye could see it. We traded up for Sasser. We could have kept that second-round pick. We could have kept the second-round pick we had to include in the deal, and we could have gotten G.G. Jackson, who was an incredible piece in a very dark season for the Grizzlies.
My thing, I think since our lifetime, since we became fans, front office has just been bad.
Just bad.
Just let me name 2011.
10-year-old Reddit dwellers doing better than this front office. That's sad.
The only pick that we got right is Andre Drummond.
Cade.
And Cade. Ivy, it's fine.
It's really hard to look at. It's hard to assess Ivy.
I do the 5-year rule. If they underperform in 5 years, then I call them a bust. But I'm not ready to call them a bust yet. I got to give them another 3 more years. But Brandon Knight. We could have had Kemba Walker.
Oh, we did have Kemba Walker.
We
Don't
did
forget.
have Kemba
Oh, yeah.
Walker.
They had Kemba Walker, but he was past his prime. 2012. Andre Drummond. That's a good pick. Yippee! You did something good. 2013. KCP, right?
He was good.
He was
good.
He was good.
He's so underrated as a Piston, in my opinion. He was a really important piece to that playoff team back in 2016.
I mean, obviously, they're outside of Giannis, but nobody could have predicted Giannis.
No.
Absolutely nobody could.
Giannis doesn't become Giannis without the Bucks developmental staff.
Yeah. If Giannis was on the Pistons, he'd be the worst. He'd be a Javi Baez. Bad. Anyways, 2014 didn't have a first rounder. 2015, Stanley Johnson. I hate the Stanimal.
Henry Ellenson.
Who else?
Ha.
Who else could we have?
I don't know. Anything is, dude. A second-round pick at that point is better than Henry Ellenson, and we all knew that when he was drafted.
Stanley Johnson. I would have been happy with Campaign or Miles Turner or Devin Booker. Look at what he is.
Hey, don't forget, we traded Blake Griffin. Guess what that pick turned into? We had to include a first-round pick to trade for Blake Griffin. Love Blake. I love what he did. I love how he played. One of my favorite Pistons.
Oh, can I say it? Can I say the answer?
Well, there's two players.
I know the one,
it's a two-player answer.
I know one of the players, but we can't name him on the show. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yep.
We could add Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And I think there is a pick for Shai. The pick for Shai was also a trade that included Miles Bridges. But still, regardless, we didn't get anybody that draft, and we could have, if the stars would have aligned, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could have been a Piston.
We seriously could have had SGA.
Could have had SGA.
Yeah. I don't know the technicalities behind it off the top of my head.
No, we wanted Blake Griffin. Well, he was good.
It was
he was
Blake Griffin was good.
Grab.
Very good. But if we're thinking of building from the draft, having Shai, having Booker, or Miles Turner, or having all these players, we could have Obi Toppin.
At least this offseason with the draft, there's nothing to worry about because they're all not franchise players.
Yeah, Alexander Sarr, Mountcastle, whatever his name is.
Troy Weaver, trade the pick. Especially if it's the first overall pick. Regardless, trade the pick.
I'm just worried if we're going to get the 5th or 4th overall pick.
Oh, we
just
will.
Because
see, the thing is,
the draft lottery is the draft lottery.
The thing is, it doesn't matter where we're picking because we're trading the pick. Include it with the young guy. If the right deal comes about for that pick in Duren, as much as I love Duren, that pick in Ivy, that pick in Asar, guess what? If you get an established good veteran with that pick, you trade it. Vinny Goodwill on Pistons Live said it best. You can't keep bringing in 19-year-old projects that you have to teach the NBA. That's how you continue in this cycle of being bad. That's how you continue in the cycle. You need to get established veteran pieces to go next to your franchise cornerstone. You need to. It is what is the word? Imperative? Is that the word? Imperative?
There you go. Imperative, incumbent upon them.
It is imperative that happens. However, we have spent a lot of time on the Pistons. We need to move on.
During the Pistons draft party this year at LCA, which I will be attending, I'm going to start a trade the pick chant, and I hope all 4 Pistons fans that are going to be there chant along with me.
I will be right there with you. However, we have the WNBA draft tonight.
Sorry, that wasn't towards the WNBA. That was towards me getting over the Pistons.
Yes, you need a little sigh of relief after you're done talking about that group of basketball players.
Nothing on the players.
Nothing on the players.
It's the front office and whoever runs this team anymore.
However, the WNBA draft is tonight. We're going to quickly go over the players, kind of highlight what we like to see, who we'd like to see on what team. So, in this mock draft, according to ESPNW, Caitlin Clark, number 1 to the Fever. Cameron Brink, number 2 to the Sparks. That is my player. Camilla Cardoso, Chicago Sky. Rakia Jackson to the Sparks, again, Sparks with 2 top 4 picks. Aaliyah Edwards to the Wings. J.C. Sheldon to the Mystics. Isabel Borlas from Australia to the Lynx. And then Angel Reese, number 8 to the Sky. And then call me a casual because I can't recognize any of these other names.
Alyssa Feely, number 9 to the Wings. Deshaya Fair to the Suns. Christina Osborne, or Charisma Osborne? Charisma Osborne to the Liberty. And then Jessica Carter to the Atlanta Dream.
So off that, gentlemen, real quick, because we have a couple more things to hit here today. What are a couple players you like and a couple teams you like? I love Cameron Brink to the Sparks. I will be purchasing a Cameron Brink jersey that will be on my NBA shop cart. Caitlin Clark's the obvious pick. And Angel Reese falling all the way down to the Sky.
I'm very surprised. I mean, I knew I'd see a fall from Angel Reese. I think she might be a steal. I think the Mystics should pick her. Obviously, I don't know how good these rosters are constructed. I don't know what the team needs or what the team wants. But once I have money, I will be getting a Caitlin Clark jersey. The Fever is my team because they're the closest to Detroit. I genuinely think Angel Reese should be higher. I really do. She's had a phenomenal senior year at LSU. I think she should go to Washington. I think she should go to Washington or Dallas. I feel like Reese is better than Edwards. I feel like Paige Beckers, who I thought would declare, not on the lottery.
She said that she was staying another year on senior night.
Oh, makes sense because she'd be the number 1 pick next year, I believe.
Yeah.
She would, 100% would.
She's looking at this draft like, yeah, I'm going to let them have their shine. I'll have my shine next year.
Yeah. So
there you go.
For a draft, like if this year she entered her name, it'd be the most loaded draft in WNBA history. But I understand her reasoning. It's very smart. You do you, Queen. This draft, looking at these names, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Edwards. This it's got to be tough. I think it'll be a mix and match. I feel like Angel Reese will go higher. I feel like Alyssa will fall, and I feel like a lot of names. Borlase might fall again. I think I watched her tape a couple weeks ago. She's good, but I feel like she's going to fall. I think Angel Reese will be taken at 5 from Dallas, and I think the Sky, will pick Aaliyah Edwards. But then again, I'm not a GM of a WNBA team. I'm just a fan that's talking about it on a local sports radio in Mount Pleasant. But that's my 2 cents.
I think the big factor of why Angel Reese is falling is people are speculating that her game may not transfer well to the WNBA. I think it will. I mean,
I think it will too.
Think about what she did at LSU. She put up monster stats and monster performances in each of her games that she played. And I definitely think Angel Reese is going to go higher.
That's why I think, because I feel like the Wings, especially the way that the roster's been constructed, they still have Skylar Page, and Enrique Ndumbawale, 2 very solid players for the Dallas Wings. I feel like taking a chance on Angel Reese, having like a big 3 in Dallas, would be really good for them. If I was a GM, I'd take a chance on Angel Reese. I understand her floor is very lower than her ceiling, but I'm still going to take a chance on her ceiling because I feel like for Dallas, I know Dallas and Las Vegas, those two teams are win now. I know Skylar Page and Wale, two heck of a players. Having Reese in the paint would look really well, I feel like, for Dallas, and I feel like if they're in a win-now situation, which they are, they made the playoffs last year anyways, but I could see big things happening, and I feel like taking a chance on the Angel Reese would be the smart thing to do.
So that's a WNBA draft. That's tonight, 7:30, ESPN. Busy night in sports.
I got some breaking news.
Is it the Jets uniforms?
No, but it's from the NFL.
Oh.
So we haven't talked NFL in a while, but
We have not.
DeForest Buckner agrees to a 2-year, $46 million contract extension
Oh, with the Colts.
with the Colts.
All right, there it
Good
is.
job.
All right. There you go.
There's a little NFL for you football fanatics that have been fiending.
Jets' new logo. Let's take a look.
It's-
It's a video. Hold on. I'm gonna skip through. La 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 la. Ooh, look at these. It's like a take on their throwbacks. This is nice.
They look
Maybe these
barely
are their
any
throwbacks.
different from last year's.
Maybe these are the throwbacks. Wait, is there just a picture?
Yeah,
And
go
then
to-
the Jets' new logo. It's literally just the throwback.
It's just the
They're
logo
just
they have
doing
on their helmet.
This is literally the throwback unis, and they're making them permanent. But still, they look clean. Lions new uniforms Thursday.
That is Thursday. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, that is Thursday. On Miggy's birthday.
Oh, it is Mickey's
Happy
birthday.
Mickey.
All right. Well, WNBA tonight draft 7:30. Busy night in sports. You got Raw tonight. You got Red Wings. You got Tigers. You got WNBA draft. Busy night. Busy night for me too because I'm going to try and watch all of it. So we're going to move on to the NHL. Red Wings sitting tied for that second wild card spot. The Capitals have the tiebreaker over them. The Red Wings have no tiebreakers. They need to win out. They got a big game tonight against Montreal, who is not that good, but also they're a sneaky team, so you can't take them lightly. But Wings need to win out the next two games,
Yep.
and they're likely in because the Capitals got to play the Bruins tonight, and the Flyers, I think the Flyers have the Bruins too. At some point, I'm not sure on the schedules. I'm just trying to remember what I saw on Red Wings Live. Big games for the Wings. Big games.
Huge games. And especially, we drew the good card, and we're playing the Canadiens twice. They have 74 points. They're 30-36. We're 39-32 with 87 points. Like Anthony said, no game is a tiebreaker. We need to win out. And I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. We have the easiest schedule out of the other two. I don't want to say I'm confident.
The Flyers only have one game left to play.
And it's against the Bruins,
And
correct?
no, I don't think so.
No, Flyers got the Capitals. Tomorrow. Flyers got the Capitals tomorrow.
Game of the year.
All right.
That's gonna be awkward, but nonetheless, I think the Red Wings can definitely pull it off. The way that we are, them and the Tigers, which we'll talk about in a second, they're resilient, very resilient. We were up 4-1 on Saturday against the Maple Leafs, got tied, and then we won it in OT. This team has some heart and some resilience. I don't know how to feel about the Red Wings' chances. Obviously, the Flyers and the Caps have to play each other, which I hope it goes to overtime, so that way they get 1 point each. Or I hope the Capitals get 1 point and the Flyers win, so that way we move up in the wild card spot. But I'm nervous, to say the least. Today, we got tomorrow. Is it a back-to-back?
Yep, back-to-back.
Okay, so we got today and tomorrow. Rough travel for the Red Wings. Game is 81 and 82. I hope for the best. Larkin's been playing really well. Petrie needs to get off my hockey team. I don't know. I really don't know, guys, about how to feel about the end of the year. Obviously, we're playing the Canadiens. We drew the lucky card, but nonetheless, I'm nervous.
I said it to you guys in our little group chat that we have. This team is playing psychological warfare with us right now. It's throwback to the Jim Caldwell and the Matt Patricia days of the Lions. The minute that you have faith in them, they choke. but the minute that you say, I don't really know, or you're just kind of indifferent or very checked out, they win games. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the Red Wings now. And to be quite honest with the people, I seriously did not know how to feel after we won in overtime. Number one, we should never have went to overtime.
No.
The way that we played in the second period. 3 unanswered goals. Red Wings didn't even budge defensively. I think Lyon's getting the start tonight. We'll have to confirm that after the show. I'm very nervous because Lyon has been getting so many starts. He's used to being a backup goalie. He's getting so many starts. Canadians are a sneaky team. I genuinely think the Canadians are going to put a lot of pressure on us. Red Wings need to put their foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes. It's going to be rocking at LCA tonight. You have to win out. Lose just one of these games, we're done. Mm-hmm. So you have to win out. But that's the thing that I just struggle with this team. We are incredibly inconsistent. 1 minute we play incredible, like we did in the first period against Toronto. And then you had the second period where we lost edges left and right. And
tale of two teams.
Exactly. Tale of two teams. And could I potentially see a choke against the Canadians? I really could.
This team's done it before, they could do it again.
This team certainly has done it before. I mean, the Canadians against the Flyers, they won 9-3 against the Flyers. This team can beat anybody. It's extremely hard to win in the NHL, and stuff can happen. But Red Wings, we need you guys to win out. And
let fate take care of the rest.
Exactly. Let fate take care of the rest. We no longer control our destiny. We need to win out, and we need a crap ton of help.
By the way, folks, I apologize for my allergies if you may be hearing some sniffling. Don't know why, but today I woke up, my allergies were killing me, so I apologize for that. However, the Red Wings play tonight against the Canadiens. It is a 7 o'clock puck drop at LCA.
Yes.
Fan appreciation night. The fans will be out in droves. Hopefully, they can go home happy. Before we leave today, the Tigers are playing baseball games, as they will until hopefully October, unless the season goes to October regardless, and then I sound stupid. But the Tigers, they start a 4-game set with the Rangers at Comerica Park before they go on a little bit of a lengthy road trip out to Minnesota and Tampa before they come home for the Royals. Big series against the Rangers coming up, but they split the series against the Twinkies over the weekend. They had a doubleheader, and the doubleheader was not ideal. In that first game was great. First game was great until about the 12th inning, when Alex Lang decided it's fun to lose. And Zach McKinstry also decided, hey, it's fun to lose. And we ended up losing in 12 innings. What was it, 11-5?
11-5.
Something ridiculous like that. Wild weekend for Detroit baseball, but I mean, the Tigers are still in the thick of it. They got a big win yesterday off a comeback sparked by the one and only Javier, worse hitter than Bartolo Colon Baez.
That is a true stat. Anthony did show me that in the Qdoba.
Yes, that is a stat. Bartolo Colon was a better hitter than Javier Baez is this season.
The way that the MLB has been promoting the Tigers, yesterday they said the hot streak continues. Not acting like we didn't lose 2 straight before that. But we're 9-6, third in the division. Listen, I'll take the start. This is the best start we've had in 10 years. Obviously. But, Javi basically brought the gravy train back, and we're starting to roll again. Obviously, AJ Hinch this year, his managerial skills have been better.
Just got to 800 wins.
He got congratulations at Hinch on 800 wins yesterday, but haven't seen a lot of Lange this year, which is great. Haven't seen a lot of Shelby Miller this. Where's Shelby? Is he hurt or
no? He's just not used as much as Foley.
Foley has been dealing as of late. Yeah. Yesterday, I feel like I'm happy that Foley is now our long-term closer. I think we have a nice rotational of Lange, Foley, and Miller as our 3 little closers. But nonetheless, I'm happy on I'm happy that we split. I'm mad that we didn't win the series, but I'm happy that we split. We got the World Series champions this week. I'm nervous.
The A's beat them.
Yeah, but the A's beat us.
You've got a fair point. Touche, my friend. Touche. That's a fair point.
That is a well-respected
Unfortunately,
point.
I had to bring that up, but
Yeah. So I really think it's a 4-game set.
right.
For me, my expectations are
God. Allergies, man.
at most 3 games. Would a sweep be awesome? Yes. My expectations are at most 3. I think the Rangers might get 1 out of you, possibly 2, and I could see a split as well. But the American League West is looking kind of weaker. Although the Rangers are first in their division, they're first with a .500 record at 8-8. So it's kind of a little weaker of an AL West division. So I would hope that the Tigers can jump all over the Rangers, and take a look at last year. You know, at some of the games, the Tigers played the Rangers pretty well, especially at their place too.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that the Tigers can get off on the right foot, take some momentum after their division win against the Twins yesterday, although they split the series.
What do you think the series prediction will be? I think it'll be a split.
I'm going to say Tigers take the series 3 out of 4.
I'm going to say Rangers take the series 3 out of 4. I think the offense is really struggling to spark. It's like an old lighter with not a lot of fluid left. It's and then finally, oh, great, it works. And then it fizzles out after the one game that it sparks at the end of the game. Look, the offense is bad.
Yeah.
The offense
very
needs
bad
to wake up. Obviously, yesterday in that one inning, the offense woke up. That one inning, what was it, the 8th? That 3-run 8th?
Yeah, the bottom of the 8th inning.
Or 4-run 8th, whatever. The 8th inning, it can't just be one inning. It can't just be the end of the game. You have to be consistent. You have to be putting, at least be making contact. At least make the outfielder, I mean, we have been making solid contact, but you need to put runs on the board more consistently. And when you have runners in scoring position in extra innings, you need to capitalize. And that is not what we did.
I think we're going to split because of how weak Texas's bullpen has looked this past year.
And their starting rotation is really banged up.
Their starting rotation, you have no DeGrom, you have Lordy, that's it. That's really it. You have nobody else. Outside of DeGrom, who else you got?
Right.
That's I think this offense can start. I think.
Yeah, Evaldi.
That's it. I think it'll go Tigers, Rangers, Tigers, Rangers. I think it'll alternate this series.
I want the Tigers to win as many games as they can. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also a realist, and I just don't see the Tigers take more than 1. I mean, especially if we play the way we played against the Twins in a 4-game set. Again, baseball it's a funny sport the way it works sometimes, and it's hard to predict. But I just see the Rangers taking 3 out of 4. However, with that, Tigers tonight, the only night game of the 4-game set. 6:40 first pitch. The rest of the games are at 1:10 for the rest of the week, which is unfortunate with classes, but it is what it is. That's all we have for today's show. Thanks for tuning in to Card Guys Season 2, Episode 24 on 91.5 The Mountain this time, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in Wednesday as we discuss the NBA playoffs and recap the Wings regular season. Hopefully, we preview the postseason. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying, so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. Hope you enjoy another vacation to Florida.